All right, welcome back my fellow Prelude lovers. Today I have just a little kind of exploratory video to look at the wiper motor on a 3rd gen Prelude. This will be from 88 to 91. We're specifically working on my 1990 SR, the Canadian version of the SI. Now we're really just going to have a look at it and show you the diagnostic procedure for it to tell whether you have a good motor or a bad one. It's a pretty simple process, but I figured I'd lay it out. If you don't have the manual, make it easy for you. So to remove this off of your car, which I think I'll do a separate video to show you that, but there's 4 bolts that attach this to the body itself. And these are both M6 by 1.0, and they have an underhead length of 25 millimeters. That's what you're looking at, and they are a coated bolt and washer. It has a double washer. These are captive washers, which simply means that they don't come off. They are captive to that bolt. They won't come off, and there's 4 of them, and they are torqued to 7 foot-pounds. So after you remove those and you pull the wiper linkage off, you can pull this out after you've unhooked this connector as well. And now we have it on the bench. As well, we have these little rubber grommets that hold this to isolate it in place and to reduce vibration, and they have a little insert in them as well that those bolts go through to bolt it to the body. So attached to it, you have the actual arm that connects to the shaft of the motor. It's just a little arm with a pivot on the top, and that is basically like a ball bearing. This is the one that I have rebuilt. I'm going to show you the wiper transmission assembly rebuild as well, but this is a part that's been powder coated, and I'm going to put it on the new motor that I have over here. But I figured I'd show you this one first. There is nothing wrong with this one. This one works. We're going to use it as a test. I'll show you the test, and then I'll show you a little bit more about what's inside it. So yeah, this is the whole assembly. Those are the bolts. This has a 5-pin connector on there. And these 5 pins basically just give you the basic features. It has high speed, low speed, intermittent, and that's basically all we get. So the procedure for this is to disconnect this 5-pin connector from the wiper motor, and we will test the low speed connection first. So we're going to connect this to positive battery power. That is the B, which is green-black wire. That is this pin right there. If we're looking at it like this, it's in your bottom left-hand corner. Now, before we touch to the other one, I'm going to turn on my booster pack. And if you have one of these and you don't know, in order to override it, because it doesn't sense battery voltage, you gotta press the little exclamation mark. It'll override it. That'll give you charged. So we're ready to go. So we're going to take our other lead and we are going to attach it to the other terminal, which is going to be blue. The blue one is the middle blade connector on the top right there. So you're going to get a little bit of rotational torque on this, but not much. So here we go. There is the low speed operation of the wiper motor. So this one works. I knew it worked. We're just taking it out to actually put in another one that I have powder coated and painted. So that's the low speed. Now we'll try the high speed. You don't have to change the red connector that I have here going to the green-black. The only thing we're going to change is now we're going to touch the blue-yellow terminal. And the blue-yellow terminal is for high speed. It is the farthest left. And if you just touch it right there, there you go. Now you got the high speed function of that wiper motor. So we'll just turn it off, and we know that this motor is functioning. There is no issue with it, but I will show you inside what can be a problem. So we'll turn off our battery pack. So let me just clear a few things out of the way, and I will crack these nuts loose, and then we'll show you the inside. Okay, so let's just get repositioned. Okay, now that we're repositioned, we've got the manual out of the way and the jumper pack. Let's take off the housing right here. And this is held on by 2 screws that are just little guys. And these are M5. They're M5 by 0.8. and the underhead length is 8 millimeters. And they as well have a captive washer on them. So we'll just, these can be hard to get out. I've already cracked them loose, but they can be a pain and they do strip. So make sure you get a good fitting Phillips. Okay, so this is a magnetic portion. So we're gonna pull this off. You don't have to worry too much about anything. And out it comes. Okay, so here we have the outside portion. This has the magnets or the pull shoes, whatever they're gonna call them, inside here that the armature is spinning inside of. Inside here you can see there is a lot of debris. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Let me get a flashlight. So inside there you can see all the shavings from inside. So sometimes if you are having an issue, you can just try and clean some of that out and see what happens, but it doesn't always work. But if you happen to want to take one apart and clean all that junk out of there, it wouldn't hurt. In the bottom you can see there's a little bronze bushing that the shaft rides inside of, and then you just have the magnets on either side. So you have the magnets there, and then the brass bushing at the very bottom, and then here is a little plastic insulator. There is as well a O-ring that runs right around here. So what do we got here? So here we have the winding, the armature rotor. You can see where there's been some contact made, but mostly it's just really dirty from all of the magnetic dust that is being ground off inside there. So sometimes, yeah, I just can clean it. If I got a spare one, normally I'll take it apart, I'll clean it out with some brake clean, blow it off with some compressed air, clean up the rotor and the magnets, and then put it all back together and see if we get a little more life out of it. But there's not a whole lot you can do with this other than clean it out. It's not like we're rebuilding these, but I thought I'd show you the inside and just the basic parts. And this one looks pretty good. It still works well. We tested it. So yeah, that's what's inside it. And now I guess I'll just show you the reassembly of the one that I was working on. So we'll just put this one to the side. And over here is my new one. Well, new one. It's a rebuilt one that I got. They had painted it an awful ugly color blue, which I did not like. So I just cleaned it all up and I repainted it, to clean it up. I did this casing as well, and of note, try not to get too much material inside here. I powder coated this part and it was too thick, so I couldn't get that to go back in. So I had to sand a little bit of that out. So once this is ready to go, it's cleaned up, everything's good to go. You can push this sleeve back into place. It just goes in like that. It just sits right there. And then you can take your O-ring and you can put it back on there. Now this can be a little tricky. You won't wreck anything, but just put it in slow. The magnets try and grab it. You try to put it through. And then you got to line up that brass bushing and there, it clicks together. So that goes back together right like that. And then if we grab our 2 screws, we can put them in. So these 2 screws, I don't know that I found a torque ever for them. The manual doesn't actually show any procedure for working on this part of it, because I think they're just expecting you to replace it. It just gives you a diagnostic procedure. So, but you just tighten them till they're tight. You don't need to go crazy. Just snug it up. I don't want any water getting in there. So there we go. That's back together. Oh, I already had this put on there. There's this rubber bushing that just seals this portion of the motor to the body. It has an alignment tab right there. I don't actually think it really matters, but it goes on that one right there. Oh, we gotta turn off my shop heater. 1 second. Yeah, so it just goes, if you're looking at it like that, that tab goes through to that one right there. And that part is reassembled. That's our connector. Just put that on there. We can grab this arm. Of note, I'm going to talk about this in the next video I'm going to do because I'm rebuilding the wiper transmission. This ball bearing, if you powder coat it like me, you are going to make the thickness a little bit bigger. It does work, but you could also just clean it off and leave it the way it is. That diameter it's about 14 millimeters, depending on whether you have paint or powder on it. And then it has this little rubber bushing underneath. So this just goes on right here. It should slide in like that. To get the orientation right, if you did what I did there, you can put this into the car again and then turn the wiper motor on and find its location. And we'll get it right once we have it back in the car. Right here we have the lock washer, and then we have the nut, and that nut just goes back on there. That I've got that size for you. Where was it? The nut itself is an M7 by 1.0, and that just gets torqued till it's nicely tight, till you flatten that lock washer and you'll be good to go. So that is the inside of one of these wiper motors on the 3rd gen Prelude. We looked inside, just saw the rotor and the armature, and we tested the 5-pin connector, and we ran it through its paces, and both the low speed and high speed function works. So this one's all cleaned up. I'm going to put this one back in the car, and that is everything that you really need to know about this wiper motor for the 3rd gen Prelude. So thanks for hanging out. We will work on the transmission next, the wiper transmission that is, and then I'll show you how it goes all back together. So thanks for hanging out with me. All the best, and keep those classic Hondas rolling.